Today is March the 28th, 2023, and my dream starts off. Um, I'm going to a store, but it's a store like in someone's home. Like you have regular houses and they turn them into coffee shops. So this home was turned into where they would have goods and everything, that the neighborhood can come and get. Probably like the little store, that little store like in a little house on the prairie, the little building, but it's a little home where it had goods and you can go in there and get what you need. The dream just opens up. I'm just in the yard, the house next to it. I'm finna go in this yard on the side because they even have like a parking area back there that you can park your car and go into the store. And it's dingy dark out. So by the time I get back there to the side to go to cross over to the right to the house, I noticed that no, all that's gone. The house is still there. The parking lot, no. They had the gate up. There's a fence around it. It's now you can see a regular house again. There is store gone. Store is gone. And I don't know how long this has been when it changed, but I wasn't aware. And I'm like, oh. And it's dingy dark. And I knew automatically that there is a like a Walgreens or something a block and a half to 2 blocks away. So I will just go there. So right as I turn to go back out, there is a lion. I didn't think anything about the lion because I'm used to lions in my dream, and I literally just walked right by him. I wasn't hesitant or anything; just walked right by. He didn't bother me. I didn't bother him, and I kept walking. But just it had to be like 3 or 4 steps. I don't know what this little animal is, but you look very dangerous. It's very dangerous, and after waking up, I would say it would be like a bobcat or something. And he was facing out to the street where I'm finna walk out to the street, and he's right next to me. And I look, and he didn't come across as some big full bobcat that's really healthy, almost like a teenager bobcat, and not a baby, but like a teenager. And I'm looking down at him, and I was weary of him because I don't usually see this particular type of animal in my dream. And he was closer to me than the lion. I mean, he was right up on me. And so I walked right by him. He didn't do anything to me. I didn't do anything to him. And so I'm on the sidewalk now and I'm walking further down the street. And by that time it's really dingy dark. It really got a little darker. And I began to sing. And I know very few old time religious songs. Only the ones I knew was when I was in the choir, and we just repeated the same songs over and over wherever we traveled. So I don't know any. So in the dream, I was making it up as I go. Excuse me. I was worshiping the Lord in my words, praising God, singing it as I went along, down the street. I'm walking down the sidewalk and everything, and I'm just praising the Lord. Next thing I know, I'm off the sidewalk, I'm in the grass, and I'm walking, and it's getting a little lighter, just a tad. And I'm praising and worshiping the Lord, and I'm going, and all of a sudden, I see it's really green. It's a big field and like a huge backyard to like a mansion or a big house. It's light outside. It's just like I don't know. You would think it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Sun's out, grass is green, and I look over there and there's this man. He could be like 5'10", if not 6 feet or whatever. And I went hello, and he's smiling and looking at me and everything. And I just automatically thought maybe this man must be some doctor or something. Probably because I used to work in a hospital. This man must have been some open field, big mansion house. This is nothing like the neighborhood I just walked out of. And open field, and I'm gonna keep going, and I just said hi, and he said hi to me, and I keep going. And right there, this young lady comes out to me and greeted me, and I'm walking, and I was telling her when I got a little past out their yard that I was looking for the store, but I don't know where I'm at. Things can change, and what I thought would have been before me, it's not. I don't know exactly where I'm at. I don't know how it changed. And she was trying to find a map to help me. Beautiful girl, trying to find a map to help me. And so her sister comes. She comes and she's like, she want to know what are you doing, and she's like, well, she's looking for the store, and you could just see right out in the streets and everything the store. It's like they were right in his area, and then over there it's just like another world. This is where I need to go to build a structure that was close to the, the environment neighborhood that I come from. And she was like, no. And she's like, well, she needs to get over here. And I'm like, I know. And I'm like trying to help this lady, right? I'm going to call her Mary, Martha, Lazarus. And I'm trying to help Mary because Mary's trying to help me. I'm like, yeah, well, I know it's probably over there to the left. And Martha's like, no. And she's like, but if she said, no. And so they changed, they left. And so I'm standing there looking at, thinking about what Martha said. No, should I try? Should I? Because it's going to get dark. Should I try? Right? But I looked to the right. One of them buildings had coming down liquor. And I thought, well, if I can't find the store, why don't I just go in there and get me a couple of beers? So I was going to go over there and get a couple of beers, but I thought it kind of looked, no. So I said, well, let me something to the left may have something. I can run in and get a couple of beers because it's going to get dark soon and I need to get back if I'm not going to be able to find the store. So I go to the left. I actually enter the building, right? It didn't look right. I saw a beer can, like a counter you can go get a drink, and there was a guy behind the counter, and it just was shady and just looks it was sketchy looking. So I turned around, I didn't feel safe, and I came out. And as I was getting ready to go back, I looked at my watch. My watch, I saw 11 on the right, but 1 and 2 should be. My watch is the wrong way. And I'm like, okay. But I knew before I can even turn it around, I only have like an hour or so to get back before it gets totally, totally dark. I don't even know this. I don't even know what happened to the streets that I knew of. So when I go back, am I going to be able to get back or am I going to be completely lost? I don't know. So as I'm going back out, I guess it would have been like the area where I was talking to Mary and Martha. It's a store. And as I'm passing by, I happen to look right, and there's my daughter sitting up there in the store, my oldest daughter. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Well, she's at work. Her job, she's sitting there, and there's this glass case, and it's full of weapons. All type of weapons sitting in this box case with the glass. And next to it on the wall are all the keys that you take these keys and you open the cabinet. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is really dangerous. I didn't say anything, but this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, why are you in this particular position with, and so I'm like, okay, because they're grown, So I get ready to just keep going because I need to get home before it gets dark. I don't know if the streets are gonna, um, behave themselves and be as I know them. The streets. I don't know if it's gonna be a jigsaw and you turn into something else. So I need to go now. And she's walking. She gets up and come to the door to see her mom's off. Excuse me, to see her mom off. And as we're standing at the door, it didn't even take long. Two little thugs. I could see him. And then, because the counter, she left the counter, and oh, and then they went back there, so they're gonna get the keys. They didn't get reaching for it. So she didn't went back there, right? Because that's her job to protect that. So I'm following her because I don't want them to harm her. And I get to delete before she can get to it. And I got his head all twisted, his head. You take a little thin paper and you twist it like that. That's the way dreams are. That was his neck because I'm twisting his head. You need to let go of that key. And so he dropped the key and she got the key and he ran off. And right there in the dream, it was like, no, you're not working here, and we're calling the cops, and then you're leaving. You're not working in this job. And I woke up. So that's it was a pretty interesting dream. I think that my heart was heavy with the shooting and everything after Christian school, and I just after everybody was trying to understand the sex of this person, in the end, we fully understood. In the end, sorry, the lady was born female, right? But she had preference to him, and I don't know. I don't know. but it was mixed up. We thought it was a guy pretending to be a female, or not pretending, but transgender to female, but it wasn't. It was the other way around. But so my heart was heavy last night. It it doesn't really matter the sex role or whatever. What would possess her to do that when there was nothing? What? And so that was on my heart. So I can understand that's where the gun came in. But for me, it tells me to be careful. You know, for me, the dream tells me to be cautious. Don't go putting yourself in positions that can be harmful to you, right? This is not the time. All this time we wasted doing this and that, and you weren't supposed to be doing this and that. This is not the time, right? And so I wanted to go out because even though it looked different out there, I wanted to go out there. The store should be there. I know it should be there, but the streets really do look different. I don't, is it this way, that way? And Mary's trying to help, and Martha's saying, no, this, no. She's saying no. And so when I woke up, I was like, well, Martha's really looking out after Mary. And then I realized, I'm like, no, Martha was really looking out after me because Mary wasn't coming. She was trying to tell me it could be this and there. And Martha was saying, no, don't send her out there. No, don't go out there. You go, just go. Don't go out there. And so for myself, I realized that I just feel like we're at the point, we're at the period, we're right there, that we need not be taking chances, doing this, doing that, going here, there. That is not the way of the Lord, right? So that's for me. And they're talking to me. And I pick on Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. When I read my Bible and everything, I tend to, I don't know, that's just me, pick on people. So I pick on them a lot. So I can see why they represented themselves into my dream because I have fun like that. And my people do that with jobs, even as a Christian now. There are certain jobs you probably need not be doing, right? It's the world. I know we can't totally take ourselves out the world, but we need to be cautious and be careful on our selections. And if it doesn't look right, it more than likely isn't right. And we need to follow the leading of the Holy Spirit, the guide, right? And turn around. And so I just wanted to share the dream. I'm losing my own voice because I ran out to the store and back and haven't been up really that long. But I just wanted to share this dream. You can get any and everything out of it. But it was a nice dream. The only part that I had concern about was usually you don't see bobcats. But he was okay. But I think those animals automatically was a warning because I automatically knew I was going to go to the store and they were like a sign. No, you don't need to be going that way. Why are you? It was almost a sign, trying to let me know not the way you should be going. So take care of yourself and have a great day.